Right! Hello, hello, hello! How y'all doing today? I hope you're doing well. That is not the intro I kind of wanted to do, but we're already here. I am trying to figure out some new intros, so bear with me. I had an idea and then it just didn't happen. I love when my brain doesn't let me do things. But hey, I'm gonna stop this. Hi! It's me, the person behind the frog. Um, it's nice to see you guys again. I'll be fully transparent with y'all. I know I haven't been on slash active in a long fucking time. Hi PCD, nice to see you. I kind of felt why not. Um, yeah, let me gather some thoughts. So I know I haven't been here in a long ass time, and you guys deserve an explanation. Um, if you're over on the God damn it, words. If you're over on the Discord, you know. But if I'm gonna be honest, I have not. Okay, lovely, amazing. I am being completely honest. I have not been in the greatest mental space. If you follow me over on Instagram, TikTok, over on the YouTube Shorts of the VODs channel, uh, I recently turned 25. Yay! I'm a quarter of a century old now. And yeah, it came as it was getting closer to 25. I was starting to get into like this weird headspace of I'm not in the place that I kind of thought I'd be at 25. So, ooh, let me explain this without wanting to cry. Woo. Um, so I'm being completely honest, and I have mentioned this before, but I did not think I'd live past the age of 18. So to now be here at 25 is crazy to me. But if ever I allowed myself to have like the weird fantasies of what I imagined my adult life to be, it is so vastly different from where I thought I'd be and where I actually am. And in the time that I was gone, and I kind of had to really sit with myself and be like, hey, I'm not completely happy with where my life is, and I don't entirely know how to fix that, but I'm also not completely happy with myself. And it was just like, oh man, I think in a way I was kind of weirdly grieving the idea of what I thought my life would be like. Or at least grieving the version of myself that I thought I'd be at this age. And realized, oh, now that I have this, I guess, therapy language, but also I'm not even in therapy. I just watch a lot of cinema therapy and I'm chronically online. And I am very heavily on therapy TikTok. Having that language and realizing I need a moment to sit with myself. Where the fuck is all of this sort of what are the words? What are the words I'm looking for? Where is all this pressure that I've been putting on myself coming from? Am I actually wanting to be at that place, or now that I'm here, I have this opportunity to kind of explore more about myself, what I actually want out of life. And if things match up, great. And if things don't, okay, it's fine. It's happening. Like I really needed to get super uncomfortable with myself and kind of just sitting, isolating myself in a way of just being like, hmm, so this is a thing. How am I feeling? What's going on? And yeah, that's kind of been the main reason why I've kind of not been super active. The one thing that kept coming back to me in the time I was gone is fuck, I miss streaming. Fuck, I really want to make more friends. I want to go out and do things. I'm 25. I still have the rest of my life ahead of me. Why am I so focused? I'm trying to build such, I don't know, it's like trying to live up to this grandiose idea I had of what my life would be like at 25. And now that I'm officially at 25, I'm like, well, I guess I have to try something new. And weirdly, in a way, I'm actually a lot happier now that I've like had the chance to really sit in my sort of fucking mess and be like, hey, I'm super uncomfortable with myself. I am super uncomfortable with where my life is going. Why? Because I'm doing the best I fucking can with where I like with the cards I've been dealt. Right? You meet me IRL. I am 4'11". I look apparently to a lot of strangers like I belong in middle school or high school. Especially if I'm in like casual clothing, like sweatpants, hoodies, like you cannot tell how old I am. And a lot of the stuff I wear is fandom merch because I like things, and if I really like something, I want everything injected into me. Give me the lore, give me the merch. Will I be able to afford it? Probably not, but I'm still gonna do it anyway, so fuck my wallet and fuck me, right? But I don't know. I I thought I'd have a better way of phrasing this and being more eloquent, but let's be honest. My brain is stuttering and I don't know anything. But yeah, I getting to a weird source of discomfort of being like, why did I think all of these things would happen? Did I actually really want this? Or was I forced to believe that I wanted this? And now that I'm physically here and it's not this, what now? I don't mean to be super philosophical at that type of thing, or like I'm gonna abuse therapy language and whatnot for that type of stuff. No, no. I've just like, hey, what can I do right now that gets me to a place where I am happier? What is it do I actually want? And why did I have such like big ideas? Like genuinely, at 25, I thought I would be married with kids. Yes, I do mean kids with an S, multiple. And I thought I'd be a career woman. Like that makes no fucking sense. First of all, in order to be married, I'd have to go out and meet people and date. And I've had more than enough situationships happen just within the past few years that I'm like, no, actually, I didn't like people when I was in school. Since graduating and having to be on dating apps, because that's where the world is coming to, people are fucking dicks. I actually have a story about that, but I'll get back to that later. Why did I think I'd be married? Why did I think I would have kids at this point? And I'm like, yeah, because I'm a female presenting human being, right? So, a traditional idea of in your 20s, you're supposed to be building the foundations for the rest of your life and just kind of be happy with that? Dude, Dude, at 18, I didn't think I'd live. I genuinely thought I would not live past the age of 18. Whether it be through my own hand or something else, that was where my mind was at. I was like, okay, that's a thing. And then I got to college and I just kind of like head empty, no thoughts, but somehow, some way, I was getting straight A's for what, 3, 4 semesters straight? Don't ask me. I cannot tell you what the fuck I did. I did not study at all when I was in school, but I was a decent student. Did not participate either. Cannot tell you how the fuck I passed. But yeah, graduating college, where it's like I have to enter the job market now. I should have been doing all this other stuff to build out a career and do all this, and now mid-20s, I'm like, what is this fucking myth that I'm supposed to have my life together by now? Dude, in terms of like adult years, I've barely been an adult. I still barely know what to eat for dinner 95% of the time. Like, yes, I can cook, I can take care of myself. Actually like doing laundry. I like washing the dishes, even though, hey, it dries out my skin, it makes the eczema on my hand that much worse. But I enjoy it. Why did I think I would have my life together by now when I didn't even have it? What, 5, 6 years ago? And I thought I would know more? No, I don't. What the fuck? So, yeah, that's been going through my mind for the past 2 months, right? I haven't been here since like September. It's December now. And yeah, I made a birthday vlogs for my birthday weekend because I was like, I want to get back to doing this. I want to start creating things again. I don't want all of these silly little ideas that I am so excited about and like really want to share to stay up here. I want it to get out there. Obviously, don't really have a lot of means of doing that. But fuck am I want to try. So, yeah, that's in a way it made me being away from this made me want to be here more. Does that make any sort of sense? Huh. Yeah, I mean, especially now, some of my favorite creators, thank you BCD, thank you. Watching some of my favorite creators being like, "Hey, I need to take a break. I will come back eventually, but I've been doing this for so long and I kind of want to pursue other things." I don't know. At 25, I kind of feel like my life is just starting. I don't know. I feel like I've unshackled myself from whatever ideas of what my life should be like and just kind of been like, you know what? Fuck it, we ball. Now I'm like, okay, I am actually in a better place with myself. I know what I want to do in life. I know what I want to keep trying. And if that doesn't work out, I still have more life to go where I can just keep trying. I do not need to know everything. I do not need to have my life figured out because what I want to do now at 25 is probably going to change when I come 35. Right? What I wanted to do at 15 is obviously different than what I want to do now. And that's okay. Oh god, I feel like I've gone through a midlife crisis without actually being midlife. It's funny. But yeah, that's kind of weird sort of way of like, hey, I'm back. I want to try to be more consistent, so I'm going to force myself to be here more often. Wish me luck if that works out in any way, shape, or form. But also, sooner or later, sometime in the next year, where you currently see me out, I'm this is all going to change. So, my family is planning on selling this current house and we are going to move soon. So, maybe things will be different. Maybe things will be better. Look, I'm being honest. My like per diem minimum wage retail job sucks the ever loving life out of me. That the only way I get through my shifts, especially when they schedule me for like 8 hours for 4 days straight, and I can't call out because it's the fucking holidays. Yeah, it's soul sucking. It is like the most mind numbing shit you've ever sat through, but yet somehow I would prefer to do retail over doing fast food again. Because fast food made me anxious in a way I could never. I akin it to also doing horror games for myself because that's my anxiety is weird. But yeah, like, I don't want to stay in this job forever, but I'll stay here, make money, and pour that money into other stuff that I would like to do. But like, yeah, the only way I get through those shifts is if I dissociate. And unfortunately, with the way my mental state has been, at least before my 25th birthday, it has been like a really weird, bad, negative spiral. I was just like, I can't be crying in public, but that's what I feel like doing when I'm at work. Dude, I worked Black Friday. I worked in retail as a cashier on Black Friday. And yet, somehow, not the worst shift I have ever done. I think just because, you know what? I'm gonna fucking out myself here. I work at J.C. Penney in a mall. I'm not gonna say where, but I work at J.C. Penney, and apparently, the store that I'm working at has been treading underwater for years now. Even before I came in, according to our store manager, this place is like barely surviving. And then when they opened up like a Primark, they opened up a bunch of new stores in the same mall. And obviously, people are going to go to the new thing over the thing that's been there for what, 20 plus years at this point? I know it's been there since I was a child, so that I don't know. I'm not going to no. But if you've been treading underwater for this long, to the point where it's like even your corporation has been like, hey, if you don't start doing better, we're gonna have to come in and this is bad. It's so bad that the fact that they like, oh, we gotta hype up Black Friday. We gotta make sure everybody's here. We're gonna overschedule everyone and we're gonna bring in really shitty food for our employees, and it's not even going to be enough for everybody who's coming in. And then the day of happens, super anxious. I was like, working Black Friday has been my nightmare and the reason why I don't stick to jobs like this anymore. And it was the slowest foot traffic you have ever seen. So I was like, oh, damn. You know, I don't care about this job that much, but I feel bad for the people who have been here for however long the stores last. And they're just kind of like, they care so much about what they're doing, and I don't. I'm just there to get a paycheck. But I'm like, what happens if this store closed? For the rest of them, I don't really know what they're gonna do. Especially like some of them kind of seem like they're, I hate to say it, close to retirement age. So I'm like, ooh, ooh, good luck, you. But yeah, I'd love to be able to get to a place where I can finally quit that job, and I will fucking tell you everything that goes on there. I'm gonna make that place sound so fucking awful, because here's the thing that boggles my mind the most. In recent meetings, which they have right before the store opens, in front of the entrance, so that customers can see us all standing there and still they get mad when they can't go in and open the doors yet. But they see us there. Weird place for a meeting when the meeting room in the office is like not even a few feet away. But okay, that's a decision that I don't understand. But what is the best way of saying this? They've asked us, the employees, to use our own personal social media accounts to advertise the store. And therefore, they hope it will make them enough money to not get in trouble with corporate. Even though they have been treading underwater for years now. I don't know the logic of this, but I was like, you know what? I probably would be help like you if the employees like it enough, you wouldn't have to ask them to do it. Right? That's where I'm like, there's such a disconnect with what they think people want and what's actually happening. Like, we have so much inventory in the store, and majority of it does not get sold, so it goes to clearance, and it still stays there for months on end. And they keep putting it down in price, hoping that it'll eventually leave, and it's still there. Then what do? It's taking up space for something else that could possibly be moved. Like, I'm sorry, I think of J.C. Penney as a poor man's Macy's, right? It's about the same in price, maybe slightly less at J.C. Penney, but also, hey, slightly worse quality at J.C. Penney. It's semi-affordable. It's decent stuff for kind of okay-ish quality. Like, what is your demographic that you're trying to advertise to? What do you think people want? Because the way you have this store arranged and what you sell here, nobody wants this. And like the fact that you have to beg your employees to do advertising for your store, they would have already done so if they already liked it. It's something, there's such a weird disconnect with what's happening there that I'm like, it's entertaining to watch from an insider's perspective. Cuz it's like, wow, I always knew this place was doing bad, did not know it was that bad. And it's kind of funny now to watch managers beg for things to happen so that they're not in trouble. I don't know if that's me being like super petty, but it's definitely feeling like I shouldn't feel that way, but I do. But that's my job. Um, I feel like we'd also make more money if 99% of the things you would need to do your job actually works when you need them to work. I hate having to go there, needing for something to do my job. Like, I need this thing in order to do my job. If I don't have this, then I cannot do what you're asking me to do. And it doesn't work 99% of the time. And I'm like, huh? Huh? And you're still asking me to advertise for you so that people can come here. You barely pay me enough as it is to care. What makes you think I'm going to do anything else for you? I'm not trying to go above and beyond and be the most excellent employee ever. But I'm also like, I just need to do enough to get a paycheck. I just need to be here. I don't care anymore. I've grown so apathetic because of working in retail. I actually had two separate people come up to me, read a sign right next to me that says, buy one, get one 50. Turn to me, the employee who has a little name tag here, and ask, so what do you do? So how does this work? And then you explain to them, okay, so you buy one thing, and then the second of that same thing is now half of the price. So you essentially pay like 75% versus like 100 of the whole thing. I explain that in the most simplest way possible. And then they tell me, oh, so it's like buy one, get one 50. Like the sign says. What is it about department stores that make people lose a brain cell? I don't know. That's a thing. Um, but that's my job. We're gonna move on from my job. So what? My mental health is actually doing slightly better because I weirdly got older, and I don't know. I don't know. It's weird things happening. Maybe, but it's like, huh? Yeah, no. I'm moving soon. When it happens, you'll see. But it's first we gotta sell this house, and then we're already looking at other houses and putting down offers on those houses. So far, nothing has stuck, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. My job, god damn, my job has made me so fucking apathetic to the human race that I'm so surprised I am still standing a lot of the time. Where I'm like, how have I not gotten arrested from wanting to fight some of these people? I don't know. I don't know. But that's that. Here's some recent news, weird petty bullshit thing that has happened to me. This is gonna be funny. This is actually gonna be really funny to talk about. Because this happened. I'm still standing. Uh, I do love that song. I only like the sing version of I'm Still Standing. And yes, I do mean the fucking singing gorilla on the piano just going, I'm still standing. That is the only version that is going in my mind right now. Fuck me. Okay, no, but I have I've mentioned the fact that I thought I would be married at 25, right? And clearly I'm not. Right now I've been perpetually single, 25 years strong, woo. But I have tried dating apps. And oh god, I need to give so much context to this story just to fully explain what the fuck's happening. Cuz it's so funny to me. Now that I've worked through the initial anger and whatnot, I'm actually I think it's really fucking funny. But okay. So back in what 2023, my freshman year of nope, not freshman. Fall semester of my senior year, 2023. No, I graduated in 2023. It's 2022. That yes, there we go. That's woo. Time is weird and I don't know anything. But yeah, fall semester of my senior year, I've got on dating apps because I was like, hey, I'm kind of want to try meeting someone, and I'd like a relationship at some point. Feeling really lonely, and I want to meet people. I got on Hinge, and I was like, I'm gonna slowly get myself into dating apps, so I'll do it like one at a time. I got on Hinge. I was like, here, I'm pansexual, so obviously I'm okay for meeting anybody. Uh, I don't want people super young, so let's just go at least 1 year younger than me. And we're not going past 30 because that's when we start getting more creeps. Because again, female presenting human being in America. Let's not go there. So I'm like, it's a decent size age group, so we'll see. Talked to a few people. Some people are way too fucking horny. Like, I enjoy a good sex joke, don't get me wrong. And God knows 95% of the jokes I make IRL are sex jokes. Obviously, it's such an easy thing to do, especially like gay sex jokes. It's so easy. But and this comes from someone who actively reads smut 24/7. I read it like it's fucking oxygen. Some of the people on there, some of the men on dating apps are a little too much for me. I like a good tasteful sex joke. I don't no. The fact that you're outright just saying some of the nastiest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I very proudly have on my fucking water bottle Smut Slut. Like, yeah, I love smut. I will read it all the time. The what? No. But yeah, that's. No, I was like very, very careful about the way I did my age grouping type thing for dating apps. I was like, look, I was. I was. What? Yeah, so I was like at least 1 year younger to me to I say like 27, 28. Like that was my limit. So I think what I did like 19 to 28, I think was the thing I had on there. Surprisingly, the 1 to 2 people, actually 1 to 2 guys I met that were younger than me, obviously a lot closer to being the horny teenage boy you usually are, were so much more respectful than like the 30 plus year old who clearly is only on here because they're cheating on their wife. Like, no, dude. I the fact that you outright have asked me if I wanted to see your dick as your first message, no. No, I'm good. That wasn't on Hinge. That was a different dating app whose name I can't remember at the moment. But like, no. No. Yeah, the teenage boys were so much more respectful. And genuinely, I was like, hey, even if this wouldn't work as a romantic partnership between the two of us, I'd actually still be friends with you. Like, fuck, you're cool. And you think I'm cool, so yeah. That- I I don't know. It was weird. It was a weird time. But anyway, I did meet someone that I genuinely really liked. About 4-ish years older than me. Like 3 to 4 years older than me. So he's around my sister's age, actually. And he was super nerdy. Like, we had so many common interests. And, like, the goals that I had for myself at the time really matched up with the goals that he had for himself at that time. So we were just like, it was a super compatible match from Hinge. Um, And it was like this long ass conversation that I genuinely needed to scroll so far just to get back to the beginning. And that was in one day. One day. We're like, hey, you want to move this somewhere else? So we exchanged phone numbers. We exchanged Instagrams. I did not give the Discord. And I'm very glad I didn't give my Discord account to him. 'Cause that. Mm. Hmm. So yeah, we move on to texting mostly. Instagram kind of, and we both had like alt accounts. Because obviously, I got the public account and I have my much more private one. Where, yes, my private one catalogs how much of a weirdo I've been since I first got on there in middle school. God damn, I thought I was so cool back then. No, I was just sad and lonely and so nerdy. No, nobody but their IRL friends can see my personal account. But public account, I'm more of a weirdo on there. Huh. Yeah, that's a fun thing to realize now. But anyway, we are texting every day. I'm the person that like gets up super early, cause like at the time I was commuting to college, so I was getting up and leaving my house by 6:30 a.m. just to get to my campus on time. But also, hey, I purposely made my schedule at the time for me to have like 9:30 a.m. classes. Like, let me get everything done in the morning, but also give myself enough time between when I woke up and when I got to campus. Like, hey, if I can account for what, like, traffic and stuff like that, I'd have enough time to get to classes. So, obviously, I'm an early riser. Do I want to be? No. But that's just the way I was raised. So, I would obviously be the one that's sending good morning texts all the time. And I knew he was working. He was busy, right? So I was like, I'm not expecting anything from this thing. But like, I was trying to date. I really liked this person. I was not talking to anyone else at the time. I was like, I think I found the person that I want to settle with for the rest of my life. I was so ready to delete Hinge because I really liked this person. And I told my friends about it. I told my sister about it. And I was like, I really like them. So we were talking for a total of 4 months straight, from morning till night. I was always the one that sent the good morning text, and I was always the one that sent the good night text because I actually wanted to keep a decent sleep schedule at the time. Now I'm like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. Okay. But, okay. We had never met in person in those 4 months we were talking. 4 months. Never met in person. We never even like called or did FaceTime or any of that. Not even Zoom or like, yeah, anything like this never happened. No face to face thing at all. The only way I knew his face was through his pictures, and the only way I knew his voice is because I found his YouTube account, his public YouTube account, where it's pretty decent. Where he made Disney content, because yes, we're both Disney adults. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know. Cringe, but that's that's just, who we are as people. Really like Disney. I love the lore. I love knowing everything. Again, I am a fangirl at heart, so obviously that's where it started. So yeah, that's the only way I knew his voice is because I watched a video of his online. I It's so crazy the fact that I let that slide, especially when I watch so much fucking catfish. But at the time, I genuinely was like, I don't think it was love, but I think it was as close to what I was gonna get at the time. This was the first person that ever made me feel like, oh, someone could want me in that way. So I'm going to settle for this. I don't know. I never really had, people who had crushes on me, or if they did, they just never said it until much later on when it's already over. So I was like, I genuinely did not think. I mean, I always would like to have a relationship, but I genuinely think I wasn't ever ever gonna get it. So to have someone who is reciprocating those feelings back to me, I was all in. See, saying it out loud now makes me sad. But I gotta continue this. I knew for a fact that, hey, he was gonna go to Comic Con that year, and I was like, look, we were already gonna be long distance because I'm from Jersey, he's in Long Island. It's not that long of a distance, but it's still like it would still be a long distance thing. I was fine with it. Like, I made so many fucking excuses, man. I really shouldn't have, but I did at the time. Um, and I should have known the moment he made it very clear that, like, oh, my love language is physical touch, and I don't know if I could do another long distance relationship. And I was like, I really should have known that it was never gonna be anything real, I guess is the best way of saying it. But yeah. I was like, hey, you're going to Comic-Con. I can take a train and meet you up there, and we can go get lunch together. Just so I can see you in person, and then we could see whether or not we actually have chemistry IRL and not just through text. And he gives me a bullshit excuse of like, oh, I'm gonna be in cosplay. I'm gonna be so sweaty and stinky. Like, I want to meet you IRL when I'm at my best. So I don't think we should meet in person at Comic Con yet. Yeah, put me on in the background if you want to. It's fine. But yeah, so I was like, okay, that's fine. That was so what? I just hung out with my sister and her at the time best friend instead of going to meet this person. Could have just done it as a surprise instead, but like really wanted to guarantee we'd meet. That didn't happen. That was like what, 2 months into us talking? It's like that's fine. I kept making so many excuses. And I was like, hey, if we can't meet in person, we both have iPhones. Do you want to just FaceTime? Or hey, you know, we could do a voice call on Instagram. Like, I just want to see you and hear your face. Like, see your face and hear your voice. And not, like, obviously it's still going to be through a screen, but like, I want to know that the person I'm talking to is, in fact, the person I think I'm talking to. Not just that, right? Like, obviously, I always had the little bit of skepticism for the whole thing. But I made so many excuses because I really liked this person at the time, and now, damn. And just 5 minutes of a FaceTime that you could just do at any time, where, like, hey, even friends that I barely talk to can find a way to do it. Why couldn't you? And he always said no. 4 months of that. The second time, the second time we tried to meet up in person, it was his suggestion. It was on New Year's Eve, and we were just gonna go out and get coffee. I was like, it's cute, it's simple. We'll find somewhere where we can both meet up, and it'll be fine. And then, oh no, we're so close to the date. Actually, I got sick and I can't meet up now. And I was like, yeah, this has happened twice now, and I don't know. I understand that. Hey, you're sick. You probably don't want to get me sick, but I was like, okay, you've made excuses about not meeting up in person. Made excuses about like not even doing like something like this, right? Just fucking talk to me. Let me see your face. Let me know that what I think is matching. And I don't know. After 4 months of that and getting that excuse of like, hey, I'm sick and actually I can't go to the thing that I have planned for us. It's a good thing we didn't get reservations yet, even though it was really fucking close to the date. It was like 2 days before we were supposed to meet up in person. And it's like, actually, can't. I'm sick. Can't show up. Okay. So I was like, okay, I'm actually done here. I can't keep doing this to myself. Getting my hopes up for someone who clearly is not giving me the respect, the time that I want back. I think I deserve more than that. So I ghosted him. We just didn't talk. So 6 months after that, it's New Year. I am close to graduating college at the time. Just trying to get through the semester, and actually, I think I did graduate at the time this happened. So this past graduation, I was attempting to find work. And guess who fucking tries to come back in the picture? You guessed it! It's this bitch from Hinge! Texting me and just being like, hey, I miss you and I want to be friends again. And I was like, my dude, there's a reason we haven't spoken in so long. Okay, let's see what this bitch wants, alright? Cause there's still a part of me that kind of holds on to that little bit of hope that's like, maybe there is, excuse, I probably do still want to be friends with you. I mean, we had a decent time. And I find out, and the second time we started talking again, oh, the 4 months that we were talking, trying to actually set up some sort of romantic. Yes, we are. Yeah, no, in 6 months, second time we're talking, right? As a friend, as just friends, right? I find out during the time that we were talking where I was like, I'm all in. I'm so ready to delete Hinge. I think I found my person. I wasn't the only one he was talking to. I was one of many people that he was talking to. I was like, huh. Me putting my heart out on the line, and I don't know if any of it meant anything to him. And so that really hurt. Like, first time, obviously, I was so hurt that I was investing so much time in someone who is just not going to put in the effort that I was putting into trying to do this. And then I find out, oh, I'm not the only one. So I'm not special. The first person who I ever thought could potentially be it. The first person that made me feel like I could be desired. And I was not the only person they were talking to. So obviously, I'm just like, I can't have you in my life again. Because you're only going to give me more emotional pain. So I just stopped talking to them. But damn, having to live with that as I'm also trying to get jobs and I'm being so discouraged. And I was like, I have a degree in a field that I do not care for. Yes, it sounds good on paper, but fuck, I don't want this. I just know the fact that I was. I was struggling so much after college, trying to just figure my life out. And then to add that emotional burden of, oh, the first person who I thought genuinely cared about me could have just been lying the entire time. Oh, so it gave me like a weird sort of, I don't deserve to be happy. I don't deserve to be loved. And clearly, I was taking the fact that, like, trying to find any sort of jobs in this current economy, I was also taking that, like, personally. So it was like a weirdish time of, like, I'm not doing well, which is why I first started streaming. I needed a way to get any sort of emotional escape of just like, my life is going to shit. I just need to start doing something, anything. That's why I came here and fucking love it, first of all. Y'all are great. But yeah. So I was like, all of that emotional stuff happening all at once. And the fact that I just let it happen. Yeah. I just let it happen. And I made so many excuses for 4 fucking months, only to find out, hey, you said I was your dream girl, and then I wasn't the only one. You even got into a relationship by the second time you tried to reach. Yeah, you got into a relationship. In the 6 months we weren't talking. And you. And the only reason you came back is because you wanted to be friends again. Okay. So then after that, I was like, I'm not letting you back into my life. Fuck you. So, yeah, we don't talk for a long time. I've gotten to a better place with myself. Clearly, my career is still not great. I We're working on it. We're working on it, but obviously now it's not great. And in the time I was gone, where I was like in such turmoil because again, only way to get through my job is by dissociating. But unfortunately for me, when I dissociate, I go down really bad mental spirals to the point where I have to remind myself, "Hey, I can't cry about how shitty I feel about how shitty my life has gone in public because that's weird." Especially just to sob uncontrollably out of nowhere. Let's just not do it. So I once put up an Instagram note being like, "I am not okay. Guess who fucking tries to reach out again? You guessed it! This fucking man who hasn't learned his lesson. He reaches out and asks, 'Hey, are you okay? Like, what's going on?' Didn't answer. And now, couple months later, it's December. You know, I've been trying to live my best life. Finally getting into a better place with myself. I've said this at the start of stream. Now that I'm 25 and the idea that I had of myself of when I reached this age has entirely collapsed to ashes, I'm actually in a weirdly better place. I'm weirdly happy. So I was like, "Hey, I'm actually gonna go do something for my birthday this year instead of sitting alone at home and kind of wishing I did something or feeling lonely or feeling bad for myself. Like, let me go out and do stuff." So I did a birthday vlog for the 3 days I went out. And then on Monday, I was like, "Hey, oh my God, you guys, I'm old now." As an Instagram note. And for the third time in a row, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, guess who fucking reaches out again? Yeah, it's this bitch. It's this fucking bitch. He's like, "Oh my God, is it your birthday? Dude, I've had your birthday saved since we started talking." I wish it was the Grinch. I wish it was the actual Grinch. I wish it was Jim Carrey's The Grinch over this fucking bitch. Because at least I found Jim Carrey's The Grinch funny. Like that, I can laugh at this now. But it's like, it's the third time. I get it, rule of threes and storytelling, but this is fucking ridiculous, right? I opened the chat by accident, so he saw that I did see it, but I was like, "Oh, I left you on red for another time because obviously I don't want you in my life." If I did, I would have answered back all those years ago. Not now. Thank you very much. I've not even gotten to the part yet. I've not even gotten to the crazy part of the story. But he's like, "Hey, if you don't want to talk to me anymore, just say so. I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday." And I was like, "You know what? I'm not going to let him make me feel like bad for this." I was like, "Hey, thank you for the birthday wish. Sorry for leaving you on red. Just been kind of readjusting things in my life." And he's like, "Hey, are you okay? What's going on? I want to be friends again." And I was like, "Were we ever friends in the first place?" I didn't send that message, but like in my mind, I was like, "Were we ever anything to you in the first place?" Because at once upon a time, to me, this was everything. And you supremely let me down. And I don't even think you know how bad you let me down. But yeah, that I have to continue. I'm not even at the end of the story yet. Yeah, I was like, kind of not been doing really great, but I'm in a better place now. Just kind of readjusting things in my life. Really trying to make sure that I keep the people that I want to keep in my life. Like I was very much subtly telling him fuck off without really saying fuck off because I was like I got to give the illusion that I'm still nice at this point, right? Cuz I feel bad if I'm too much of a bitch, but also don't feel bad enough if I'm too nice because I don't want to give that hope. He was like, "Yeah, no. I mean, I got to read this. I took screenshots of this cuz I needed somebody else to understand where the fuck I was coming from." I was like, "Yes, it was my birthday. Thank you for telling us." I said I was busy, man. He's like, "Yeah, I know. I'm not asking us to I'm going to read this. Four things. Is it your birthday? Fucking hell, why did I like this guy? If you don't want to talk to me, you could just say so. I won't bother you anymore. Just wanted to say happy birthday. So I said, sorry, just been kind of busy lately, but yes, it was my birthday. Thank you for wishing me happy birthday. He says, it's okay. I'm not asking for us to like chat all day every day. Like we fucking used to for 4 straight months when we first met. But also, I was the one who kept initiating, so it was my fucking fault. But I kind of miss just talking to you at all. It's been years, I think. Yeah, I kind of made sure it was been a fucking while before we actually contacted. Because I don't really want you in my life, my dude. Yeah. But fine. I was like, it certainly has been a while. I do hope you're doing well. Because I was like, I'm not. Look, I've gotten to the place in my life where I'm like, I still wish people good things in life, whatever it is they wish for them to happen. I hope you're doing well. Like, y'all remember my cousin fucker ex friend, right? Like, I wish her the fucking best in life, but also fuck you. Like, it's that type of thing where it's like, I hope you're doing well, but please don't involve me in your drama. I don't want it. Like, let me sit back with a bag of popcorn and I'll watch your life either come together or fall apart, and good for you. Like, I don't care. That I was like, I was being so fucking cold. The fact that this man did not fucking get it, I don't know. I literally said, I do hope you're doing well. He said, I've been okay. How about you? Ugh. I was like, slowly but surely getting better, you know? What do you say to that? I'm like, things are fine. I'm here. I'm living. Uh, now we're getting into the messages that I actually was like actively crushing out about when I read. He's like, well, that's something. I really cared about you, still do. So I'm glad you're doing all right. Okay, okay. Did you ever really care about me in the first place? I don't think so. Because if you did, you wouldn't have played me like you did. But sure, let's believe that myth that you did care about me at one point. Definitely went away sometime. So I was like, let me answer back. I was like, I did really care about you too. Just in a different phase of life now, so readjusting a lot of things. I don't know if I was giving him hope, but I was like trying to tell him, yeah, once upon a time, again, you were everything to me. You were the first person that I genuinely thought was it for me. You know? The first person that made me feel like I could be desired that way. And I find out I was not the only person you were talking to. You barely put in any effort to actually try to meet me, to see me. How on earth could you ever say that you cared about me if you were not willing to put in any sort of effort to meet me? And all the little excuses for 4 fucking months. And then you just casually continue to try to show up in my life when I'm like, I ghost you. I don't talk to you for a reason. Yes, actions over words. Say whatever the fuck you want. at this point means fucking nothing, man. But here, I said, I'm in a different phase of life. I'm readjusting for things. Yeah, we probably should have just dated, but I guess that's in the past. I don't know exactly what you've been through, but I'm glad you're through it now. I'm here if you want to reconnect. And that was the end of that conversation. My brother in Christ. What? I was like, I was genuinely trying to date this man. And then when he wasn't showing up for me, I left. I moved on. I'm just like, no more. And then he continues to try to come back into my life. To be like, yeah, actually, maybe we should have just dated at that point. I was like, what? What do you want me to say to that? How am I meant to respond to that as a human being? Yeah, his sentences are not committed. I think we probably just like what on earth am I as a person who has been deeply hurt by your actions? What on earth am I supposed to say to that? So it's like I don't know what to do with this information. I don't know what the fuck is your end game at this point. But genuinely, I hope whatever it is you're trying to find, you find. Just don't drag me into your bullshit anymore. But genuinely, the fact that I wish the cousin fucker to do better in life than this man, I I don't know. Alexa, play Nobody's Son. Actually, this boy is confused and experimenting and finding himself by playing with fire, aka your feelings. Actually, yeah. Here's the thing. Like, what? How old is this man? Oh no, he's fuck. Why do I still have his birthday saved? That's a real question. Oh no, he's like 2 years older than me. 1998. This boy is closer to 30 by now, right? He he was like mid 20s when we first met. Now he's closer to his 30s. And you're still doing bullshit like this. I don't know what's going on in his life. I don't know what's going on, but like, dude, I don't care. I don't care anymore. Why do you think anything that you do in life, why on earth have not reached out to you in years? If I am not trying to actively keep up a conversation with you, what makes you think I want to reconnect anymore? Like, genuinely, if I wanted to, I would. So, like, how has this not gotten through your brain that I don't want you in my life? Like, okay, cool. If you're confused and trying to find yourself, fine. I was like that too, and I'm much younger than you. And God knows I need way too much therapy because I am severely mentally ill. However, even I have enough emotional intelligence to know that, hey, I'm not gonna drag somebody else into my weird little bullshit while I'm trying to figure things out. I am not going to inflict my pain onto other people. I don't know. I don't know. It's like he's asked. This is kind of the reason why I don't believe in like American men anymore. In a way, because I'm just like, what the fuck do you want? What are we doing here? Boys mature slower than women. That's true. I mean, that's true. Men, and I think we're getting into the male loneliness epidemic. Give me a moment. I have to get something. Watch the frog. Okay, everything fell. Lovely. Amazing. Okay. And we're back. Everything fell, so I got up again. We're so fine. Everything is so fucking fine. I'm out of breath trying to put this all back together. No, wait, that's. How do I get tangled in a wire? What? Ah, man. I love seeing y'all in ads just being like, fuck. Moment you came back. Okay. Ad break ends in 1 minute, so we're gonna. Alien X Wendy's ad? Wait, Alien did it. What? Hello? Hello? No, everything is fine. Okay. What? Oh! Oh, wow. I'm so dumb sometimes. Oh! Oh! Oh, fuck! Wow, I'm dumb. I'm really dumb. Okay, actually, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, you didn't. Oh man, sorry about the ads. Kind of forgot about them for a moment. TBH, barely make anything from Twitch ads. I think last time, what I earned like a 4 cents in a month once. And since it's not enough for it to be sent over to me, it's just kind of like, well, y'all got hit with ads and it doesn't actually really affect. But it's better than nothing. That's true. Yeah. The moment I left, my whole equipment just fell. It didn't fall onto the floor because, we're on a laptop using a laptop desk on a bed. And it all fell the moment I left. So it's fun trying to recreate that, put everything back together. And dude, I was so fucking out of breath trying to put it together. Thank you. Well, thank you. I should drink water. I need to put more water in this, actually. We're gonna go see that later. Water. Love hydration nation. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I realized that in order to really make money on here, y'all would need to send me money, and I feel weird asking for money like that. Unless, of course, it was for charity, then I'm slightly more okay with it. But it's weird to ask for money and just be like, hey, please, please, thank you. Yeah, unless, of course, you set up like direct deposit or like some other way of getting the money rather than physically getting it yourself. But yeah, yeah. Yeah, so, when we last left off, before I had to get the thing, I had a package arrive. It's not even that big of a package. It's literally just an acrylic keychain that I bought because I wanted to put it on a bag, and it was on sale. I can't resist a good deal. Just a sad small package in the rain on the front doorstep. It was really funny to look at. I'm not. I already put it away. I'm not showing you what it is, but yeah, that's. Yeah, it's actually really far away for me to try to show you anyway. So yeah, just a small acrylic keychain. But anyway, we were talking about the male loneliness epidemic thing, and I was like, this man has to be a part of it, right? Where I'm like, I'm not gonna try to be an emotional mother to you. I'm just like, whatever weird journey you're on, leave me out of it. But yeah, if you've seen FNAF 6, right? And you've gotten what is it? The completionist ending where you actually get to hear Henry's speech at the end. Yeah. When Henry is talking to Springtrap, aka William Afton, that's how I feel about this man. That's how I feel about this man. I was like, the deepest pit of hell is reserved for people like you. Henry, Emily, go see the FNAF 2 movie. Go see the FNAF 2 movie. Go see the FNAF 2 movie. Because when I'm watching that movie, I literally sat there and I was like, hmm, uh, I was literally sitting there just being like, why am my mind immediately going with I would? I'd have to think about it. No. I was literally doing smash or pass for some of these like adult characters and I really shouldn't have. But my god, I would climb Henry like a tree. Hi, Amano. You came at such a bad time. I need to crawl into a hole and die. Oh no. I know you've definitely heard worse, but I fear my hear me out list is getting way too long. Dude, I was sitting in theaters and I watched. Sitting in the theater and I saw. Hey, that is one. Hear me out. That's normal. Just one. I was sitting in the theater and the Mario Odyssey trailer playing, and I was like, you know what? Bowser with the painting? And I was like, Kai, you're sitting next to a bunch of teenagers right now. Maybe we shouldn't be saying I would. Winter, I know you're fucking hear me out. Is the third wrinkle on your left middle finger? I know. And it's because of you that I actively look at it now. Yeah, the Mario Galaxy movie trailer. And I was looking at Bowser. I mean, I don't know how that would work. But if Peach doesn't want him, I, he's a passionate man. He's obviously incredibly loyal and devoted. And clearly he's a good dad. Clearly he's a good dad. So, I don't think it'd be that bad to want to hook up with Bowser. And surprisingly, that's one of my normal hear me outs. Right, thank you. There's so many Nintendo stuff that shows that Bowser is a good dad. Protecting Bowser Jr. by covering his eyes. Honestly. Yes. Like clearly he's a decent human being. So like not human being. He's a decent person. So I'm like it wouldn't be all that much to think about. Just like how do you fuck a Koopa? That's where my mind ended up going to, and then I locked in to watch the FNAF movie. But then I saw the adult characters, and I immediately went to Smash or Pass, and I was like, "Damn." Here's the thing: I watched Scream, right? I haven't like sat down and watched Scream in like one sitting. I've seen like clips of it here and there, so I know the movie without actually seeing the full movie. So yes, I got spoiled by the end. I'm not gonna lie. The two guys at the end. I don't know if it should be considered a hear me out, considering the fact that I have seen so much fan fiction for both of them Eiffel Towering people. But now that we're 2025 and we get to see them as Henry Emily and William Afton, I know both of them don't have their wives present in the picture anymore. I'm like, but that that was me in the FNAF 2 movie. Here's a funny experience I had watching the FNAF 2 movie. Like, obviously, AMC theaters, you pay for the seat that you want to sit in. That's how it works. So, I literally got to the theater half an hour early because I was so nervous, weirdly, about going to see a movie by myself, even though, please lurk if you want to. But, like, this wasn't the first time I've seen a movie by myself. But this is the first time where I'm like definitely surrounded by people who are people close enough to my age who are definitely seeing it with other people because it was so hard to find a single seat for myself. But I got to the theater super early to the point where I actually had to wait outside to to wait out the employees cleaning the theater from the previous showing. That's how early I got there. So it was like, ooh. Ugh. So I had to walk around for a bit until eventually, oh, these other group, like these other two ish. I know there was definitely two people behind me when I walked into the theater. And then another two people came in. But I was like, I walked in, it was open. Here's the thing, I did see the Minecraft movie by myself. It was the same type of vibes when the chicken jockey thing happened. When I went to go see the FNAF movie too. But the issue comes in with the fact that obviously we're all much older people. I sat in my seat, everything was fine. Then this like large group of like young teenagers. I want to say they were like 14, 15 years old. So clearly cognizant enough to know social cues, but young enough to still make dumb decisions. So they came up sitting next to me. I was like, oh, I guess this is the group that bought off the whole middle. Because when I went to go buy my ticket, the whole middle was taken. So I was like, ah, damn, the good seats are gone. I'll just get good seat adjacent. But no, they were all sitting down there, and they were trying to figure out their seats, and I was like, huh, a little weird considering the fact that they tell you what your seat number is. But I guess it's like, oh, if you buy in a big group, people can figure out like out of the seats you bought where you want to sit, and then rearrange yourself as such. But one of them literally comes up to me and asks, "Hey, can you move seats so that we can sit with our friends?" And I was like, back in my mind, I'm like, that's weird because the way this the way this theater works is that you buy your seat. I know for a fact that I bought the seat that I'm sitting in. I did triple check because anxiety is a fucking bitch. So I was like, let me check my app. Yeah, no. Let me check my app. Again, this was like well before the movie even started. It's just previews. Again, I arrived at the theater half an hour early to the point where I still had to wait for the employees to finish cleaning. That's that's how early I got there. But I had to check. I was like, "Hey, let me check my app to see if hey, maybe somebody bought the seats next to me. So I don't want to take somebody else's seat because clearly you kids don't know how this theater works." It was weird, but I sat there checking to the point where this whole other group arrived. It is much older people, still definitely younger than me. God, I'm 25. But whole other group of people came in and just being like, "Hey, these are our seats." So I was like, "Oh my fucking god, these children are so dumb. How how do you not know where your seats are? This is not like, hey, you bought a ticket, now go sit wherever you want. It's you bought a ticket, these are the seats you're assigned to because that's what you paid for." I was like, did you not check? They even show you what seats are available when you buy the damn ticket. You should know better than that. But I'm like, okay, 14, 15, smart enough to know social cues that, okay, it's fine. It's fine. I was like, you're smart enough to understand, like, maybe you fucked up, but it's like, what did you think was happening? Yeah. No, all the seats were about the same price. It's just that if you want a good seat, you've got to be one of the first people to immediately see when this opens up so that you can get the seat. Because I got like middle, I got in the middle of the theater. There's a big group there. I got like slightly to the left of the exact middle of the theater. And I got my ticket at least like 2 weeks earlier. Like I bought my ticket early and I was like, "Oh, all the good seats in the middle are taken. I can just get something next to it. That's fine. Still the same price. It works out. You spend more money getting like the popcorn and shit. So it was fine." But I was like, "Okay, maybe these kids have not gone to this theater specifically. So they're not used to this." So they moved to the front of the room And they all sit down there. The lights start to dim. It's still preview time. It's not officially the movie time. But, people are getting comfortable. More and more people are coming in. Another group of people come and tell these kids, hey, these are our seats. So I was like, okay, I would understand that this happened once. For this to happen twice now, I was like, okay, y'all need to go and check your tickets to find out where the fuck you're actually meant to be seating. Because now you're just making it uncomfortable for the rest of us who have to keep watching your dumbasses move throughout this whole theater. Because again, the rest of the people in this room are older adults. I don't know. It's a weird time. But it's just like, hey, we know this. We have the receipt. We have the tickets here about where our seats are. You should go check. Let's be smart here and be like, hey, you have a phone, right? Get out your fucking flashlight and look at your damn thing so you can figure out where the hell you're meant to be seating. Even if it's not good seats, that's what you paid for at this point. Just move on. Anyway, now the movie starts. We're all comfortable. We're getting in. The kids have finally figured out their seating situation. Still cannot believe that happened twice. But yeah, opening the opening scene plays, the cold open, and everybody is like screaming, "Yes, let's go!" The FNAF 2 title plays. And we're all just like, "Yeah, we are FNAF! Let's go!" Apparently making so much noise that a theater security guard has to come in and just be like, if I hear you guys making too much noise again, I am turning off the film. I am kicking you out. Like, I'm kicking you out of here. I am canceling this movie. Don't do this again. And there's a large group next to me taking up 2 rows who aren't really taking her very seriously. So they're like, are you kidding me? They're like, do you want to try me? And then she leaves. But it's like, got just as rowdy at the Minecraft movie than it was in the FNAF. Like, just as rowdy, just as, like, screaming in your face, making a bunch of, like, jokes semi loudly, but not too much to ruin the movie experience. Like, it was the same type of vibe, yet somehow you got more harshly threatened at the FNAF 2 movie than the Minecraft movie. And I think it's purely just because of the demographic of people who were going to see it that day. I was like, I feel like maybe you should be telling the kids, hey, don't scream, don't be too loud. Like, you should also still semi threaten the kids for being too rowdy at a movie going experience, especially in public. But to have the adults who did it for that 1 second and then immediately quiet down to let the movie play out, only to then reprimand them when they finally quiet down, versus a bunch of children constantly screaming at the Minecraft movie, that sometimes it made it a little hard to hear some things. Like, I don't know, it felt like the punishment, like, threat level was not the same, even though, generally speaking, the audience kind of reacted the same to the movie watching. So I don't know. That was a weird-ish thing to see happen. So I was like, okay, it didn't ruin my movie going experience, but it definitely made me think, huh, that's a weird way of going about things. But okay, I guess cuz older you should know better, but you still should have said something to those kids, because like what? The FNAF movie where it was showing is like tucked away in a corner. So it's like, even if we make a lot of noise, we're not really disturbing too many people. Versus when I watch the Minecraft movie, it's like in the middle of the theater. So there's a bunch of other movies definitely playing around. So we definitely made way too much noise to disturb the other movie watching experiences, yet we're not saying anything because of the fact that they're definitely 8 to 9 year olds mostly in that audience. I don't know, it feels like the punishments were a little off. I'm not saying kids should be constantly punished, but like they should understand that if they continue down that path, if they get as bad as the FNAF 2 audience I went to, or even worse, they might just be banned from that theater. I don't know. That's something to think about. Yeah, like obviously you have the ads in the preview saying like don't be on your phone, don't be too loud, don't disturb anyone. But you still should have said, "Hey kids, you shouldn't be yelling the entire time through this movie. I know that it's fun, but we should still remember we're out in public." Especially cuz their parents were also there in the theater with them. So I was like, "You're not going to do anything? You probably should tell your kids some sort of social cues." I got that we lost that because pandemic, but let's start teaching them again now so that they can be functional human beings in society. Even though American society has definitely screwed over everybody and everything, that's besides the point. So that was my FNAF 2 movie experience. Um, Cartoon Dude, I remember Cartoon Network movies. I love Steven Universe the movie. I think it's just because Steven Universe is my favorite slash comfort show. Favorite movie, favorite show of all time, and comfort show. So now that I have that on DVD, it's great. But yeah, like to have something that connects with the kids that they recognize enough to be like, oh, the character I like most is telling me to not do this thing in public. I'm gonna listen to them. That, yeah, like that makes sense. That tracks. Like, cater to the audience that you're watching. But yo, the FNAF 2 thing, as soon as the title card played, immediately, like, yes, we yelled, like, yes, we are FNAF. But they knew, hey, the movie is starting. Let's shut up. Let's enjoy this. If we have to make commentary or you want to make a joke, you're doing it under your breath so you don't disturb anybody else. Like, they knew that. But obviously, hey, it's a sequel to the biggest game franchise movie thing that's happening. We waited 8 years for the first movie to come out. So for us to have a sequel, obviously we're gonna be hyped. Look, I saw people literally in cosplay going to watch the FNAF movie. There was someone that had the full on puppet makeup on and dressed up as the puppet to watch the movie. And I was like, I also attempted to do like a little bit of not quite Disney bounding thing, but I was like, I'm going to use the clothes I already have to get dressed up to watch a movie. So I tried to do like a spring Bonnie type of outfit without being overly obvious of what it is. I've not seen Mystery Science Theater 3000. FNAF bounding, yes. Because I did, like, when we were going to see the Barbie movie, right? Everybody dressed up in pink. And I realized, oh, I actually really like getting dressed on theme to see the movies I'm going to watch. So I did that for the first FNAF movie. I attempted to do Freddy Fazbear, so I had like that one was not as good. But I had a lot of browns, I had fuzzy things, I had the bucket I had a black bucket hat because I couldn't find a top hat in time. But like that's what I did. And then obviously I did I wanted to do Toy Chica, but the outfit I had in mind didn't work as well, so I pivoted to Spring Bonnie. Oh, I love that outfit. I went to Hot Topic earlier that day, and I got a FNAF mystery like necklace thing, and I opened it, and it was Springtrap, and I was like, oh my god, I'm manifesting. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I just had to change the skirt from like yellow to purple. It worked out so much better. What am I gonna do for FNAF 3? Who knows? I was just like, I love that for me. So obviously I put it on, and it's like a really little subtle thing there, and I was like, this is great. Like I know what I'm doing, and it doesn't have to be super obvious for other people. And that's it. I just like getting dressed up for no reason. I yeah, it's fun. It's fun for me. Anyway, wow, I have been yapping for 1.5 hours. Ooh, Reverse 1999's upcoming patch 3.1 story is going to be a vampire story on a train. Dude, okay, okay. Oh, I love vampire stories. I don't really like Twilight. I'm gonna just say this now. When Twilight came out, I was not a fan. I watched the movies, I attempted to read the book, and got extremely bored within the first few chapters. So I never finished the books. I watched the movies and kind of felt nothing. I was not like Team Edward or Team Jacob or Team anyone else. I was just like, huh, two conventionally attractive men deciding the fate of a female who just lets things happen to her. There, what decisions does she ever make for herself throughout the entirety of that story? That's very little. And I was like, eh. Then again, when Justin Bieber first came out and everybody was obsessed with Justin Bieber, right? I hate to say it, I was a Swiftie back then. I liked Taylor Swift when she was like semi country pop, and now I don't care for her at all. I don't care how controversial that is. I used to be a Swiftie, and then she decided to go only into pop, and I was like, I'm out. I'm good. Generally should have realized I was not completely straight when I couldn't see the appeal of a boy that everybody really liked at the time. Ah. So yeah, that now before I would have said like I don't like Taylor Swift as a artist, but respect her as a businesswoman. Now I have no respect for her whatsoever. Like she's digging herself a hole and not coming out of it, and you know what? It's kind of fun to watch the downfall because she's unknowingly doubling down on really bad shit that's kind of ruining her image. And it's really funny to watch happen as a third party perspective. A Burger King commercial promoting the Twilight movie where two old ladies were crazy for Team Edward and Team Jacob. Like that. Yeah. Everybody was so obsessed, and that's why like Robert Pattinson and Taylor Lautner. Yes, I remember his name. Yes. Like that's why they like blew up as much as they did. Also Kristen Stewart. And now seeing them post Twilight, I have so much more respect for Kristen Stewart because obviously like Twilight and Hunger Games when they came out, they were big ass things and they focused so much more on the love triangles rather than the actual story of what was meant to be happening. Now, for Twilight, the love triangle was the main thing, but there was other stuff going on. Versus Hunger Games, there may have been a love triangle in the books, but it wasn't the big thing to look for. Like, yeah, it's so weird that we as a society focus so much more on, oh, which guy will this girl end up in? When was never about that in the first place. But it was so weird at the time to see, like, God, what's her name? Jennifer. Yeah, oh my God. Oh my God, I can't remember her name. Fuck. It was so weird to watch, like, oh my God. Jennifer Lawrence? Right? Is that her name? Oh God. Oh my God. Hunger Games. Jennifer Lawrence, right? Yes, Jennifer Lawrence. Fuck. Ooh, that brain's not braining. Fun. But it was so interesting to watch Jennifer Lawrence be praised for having an awkward, like, oh, that type of personality. And Kristen Stewart be, what's the word? It's not victimized. What is the word I'm looking for? They both had very similar type of characters in terms of personality. Like it's very awkward, very like I'm not a people person. Uh I don't understand social cues, and yet somehow I'm the main character and people like me, but I do not actively doing anything. It was so weird to watch Jennifer Lawrence be praised while Kristen Stewart was essentially clowned on for essentially doing the same type of performance. But I think it's just because Hunger Games, there was so much more depth that you could do with that type of story. Like, obviously, you have such a blank character in such a weird ass world. Like, obviously, she's gonna have more to chew on than supernatural love triangle between a gaslighter and a groomer. And if you live long enough, one of them is gonna become the other. That that's essentially it. So yeah. Do you post the trailer in the PC channel? I am curious. We'll probably watch this off stream. Thank you, Mono. Like, Scooby Doo Crystal Cove, they use this guy called Baylor Hotner, who went out with Daphne after she broke up with Fed. Why are we so obsessed with getting female characters to always be in relationships with men? What is this heteronormativity bullshit? If you're here earlier on stream, you'll know I don't trust American men anymore. Because my ex situationship still hasn't fucking learned his fucking place in my life, which is to not be in my life. I am grateful that he's the only person from that time in my life that has actively tried to reach out. Because if anybody else tried to do it, I don't know what type of person I'd be. I don't know. I definitely unfollowed him on TikTok, both accounts. So I was like, I don't want to see you because I couldn't figure out how to block or mute his shit. So I was like, I'm never gonna find it again anyway. Unfollow. But on Instagram, both accounts. Ooh, that hurt. I think that was a hiccup. Ooh. No, both accounts I definitely have muted. Have yet to completely block. I think it's just funnier if I leave him on mute. Because it's like, hey, I do still follow you. I just don't want to see any of your shit. So you think there's still a connection and I don't have to actually care. But yeah, yeah. I've done that to a lot of people actually, where I just have all of their stuff muted.
But I'm like, I'm not gonna unfollow because that's so much work. Because I have to go find you and then unfollow you, and I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna mute you. I just click a button and be done with it. Also, recently, I've gotten into the habit of mixing my sodas whenever I can. Like the free soda machines that you just go into fast food places for. I started to mix more of my sodas because before I wasn't doing that, and now I just want to mix everything. I know Matthew Patrick has made swamp water, but I think I made something I personally like a lot more. It's Coke Zero, 50% Coke Zero, um, 25% Fanta Strawberry, and 25% Fanta Orange. It's so weird. It's like fruit punch, but as Coke, and I quite like it. But now it's fighting back with me, so I think I'm gonna end stream here. Ah! I love having acid reflux and then continuously doing stuff that definitely fights the acid reflux in a way that doesn't feel great. Oh, my body hurts. Oh, that's not fun. Okay, let me see. Wow, what is going on? Hello, is anybody live right now? There's an error fetching your followed channels. Fun. Yeah, that's not working, so let me go on here. Wow, what? Yeah, let me just. What is happening in my life? What? Wow, my Twitch is not. Fucking. What is happening? What? I'm trying to get the raid on, and it just is not happening. Wow. Wow, this is not. What is going on here? That's not it. That's. There we go. Holy shit. That. Woo. Anyway, we're gonna raid Fluffy Bunny Bro. Give them some love. They're doing art right now. Oh, they're painting their nails. Ooh, that's fun. Go say hi or not. Do whatever you like. But thank you for coming to today's stream. Probably gonna come back again tomorrow. We'll see what I decide to do. But I do love and appreciate you all. I hope you have a good night. Are we still in ads? I just want to know. Am I physically dying? Probably. But that's fun. It's fun. It happens. Huh, Bad Boy Halo is speedrun peak. That's cool. Oh, GT Live is playing more Dispatch. Ooh. Ooh. That's fun. Oh, that's not what I. Wow, I can't do anything anymore. Anyway, bye guys. Thank you for coming.